Alright, so this week we got Zack Snyder's Justice League coming out on HBO Max. So I thought it might as well be a good time to watch Superman 2, the Richard Donner cut, which I'd never seen before. I have seen the other five Superman movies, like the originals and the 2005 one. I've seen all the Superman theatrical movies besides Supergirl, but I haven't seen this version of Superman 2, and I haven't reviewed any Superman movies, I think, on this channel besides Man of Steel because of DC's universe. And I did that like a year or two ago, I think. But I haven't reviewed the original Superman movies, so I might as well have to do that eventually on this channel because I do really remember enjoying the first two Superman movies. I couldn't stand 3. I thought 4 was fun. But it's been a while since I've watched those. And like I said, watching this version of Superman 2, it's going to be weird reviewing this one and not reviewing the other ones yet. But I thought I might as well talk about it. So, the differences aside with this version, I started looking up all the information on it that this was partially completed, and then they had to stop production with Richard Donner, and then they had another director come in and make the Superman 2 that was released to theaters. And looking at the differences, it's weird because, both of these cuts, I feel like there's not a lot lost. I looked up the plot for the original Superman 2 again, since, again, I haven't seen it for a couple of years. Really, it's pretty close to similar in terms of just the basic story, where Clark and Lois go to Niagara Falls, Lois realizes that he's Superman, and then you have Zod, and then you have Zod and the two other people come to fight Superman with Lex Luthor involved, and they eventually have a big fight, and the movie ends. And that's pretty much the same basic plot from what I've read on the Wikipedia article for the original 2. It felt like the plot was really similar, but there's a lot of random stuff that's different throughout it. For example, Marlon Brando is in the Richard Donner cut, but I don't think he's in the other cut because of money issues or something, he didn't get paid or something. And also, there's differences with the ending where, Clark Kent in the Richard Donner cut turns back time like he did in the first Superman, and he doesn't in the other one. He turns back time to make Lois forget because he has to make that sacrifice of he can't love anybody, he's got to be the hero for everybody, and he can't fall in love for one person. So he goes around the Earth like he did in the first one, in the Donner cut. And then in the theatrical cut, he kisses Lois, I guess, and then she suddenly just forgets. This sounds like a way more reasonable reason instead of a dumb kiss that makes her forget. But I also read that it might be kind of bad because of the first movie being he only turned back time just for that reason, to save everybody, so he didn't really need to do it again. So that's kind of a negative too, whenever you counter in the fact that he turns back time again in this version of the Richard Donner cut. Also with Lois Lane, it's weird, in this one she gets more screen time and more time to say that she knows that Clark's Superman, or that she's really figuring it out. She figures out in the first scene in the Richard Donner cut that she's in. She draws on the picture of Superman in the newspaper with glasses like Clark Kent wears, and then she immediately knows. But in the theatrical cut, they go to Niagara Falls, and then Superman saves a little kid that jumps off the Niagara Falls, and then she starts to figure out. But in this one, she knows immediately. And I think that's better character progression, because I like Margot Kidder as Lois Lane, and I like that this character, I think in this version, maybe had a little bit more to do, because Margot Kidder is great, but she kind of falls into that category of love interest doesn't have a lot to do. And DC has had that problem a lot. With Amy Adams and the Superman ones, she's kind of she's not super important, but she's there. DC keeps doing this with the female love interest, I've noticed in some of these DC movies, and they haven't really changed throughout time. So it's good to see that Margot Kidder got more to do a little bit in this script, or in this version, but it still feels she's not she's great. Her performance is great, but it's just she is a character stereotype at the time, like kind of just the girlfriend and that's it. She does get to punch that lady, like at the end, that had the superpowers, but I think she does that in both versions. But really, besides that, there's not much else that I looked at that visually changes the movie besides the fact that you've got Marlon Brando, you've got a little bit of a different ending, you've got a Lois Lane change in realizing earlier than later that he's Superman, and really that's all I noticed the most on here. But correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments, like if there's more, because like I said, I haven't seen the original two in a long time, and I feel like I should review them eventually on here. But yeah, those are the biggest differences I noticed. And if I had to choose between both cuts, like honestly, like I don't know which one feels better or worse. I think I both rated them the same on Letterboxd. Like I gave them a 3.5 or a 3.5 stars out of 5, I think. They're good. They're both solid cuts. There's nothing in each one that makes me more annoyed or more happy about it. Like, I don't think there's much of a big difference that I noticed. To be honest, really, that I noticed differences between the two that I like more, like less. At least it's not like a Halloween 6 thing, where like Halloween 6 has a lot of great things in the producer's cut, but it has a way worse ending. This one just isn't like that. It's just kind of the same movie with a couple minute differences. I mean, not minute, but a couple differences that like change it a little bit, but not enough to where it matters that much to me personally, because I have only seen the Superman films once or twice, so I'm not a giant fan of the originals, but I do like them and appreciate them for what they did for superhero comic book movies, but I just have not watched them that much. So really, that's all I could say about the Superman Richard Donner cut. I know I said some of the differences. I don't know which one I prefer the most, but like I said, if I review Superman 2 again, the original, maybe I'll see a difference, but as of now, there's not much of a difference to me in terms of liking one or liking more or less. So, pretty quick review. Like I said, just because the Snyder Cut was coming out this week, I thought I might as well see this cut of Superman 2, because I haven't seen it before. And I'm pretty interested in the Snyder Cut of Justice League. I really wonder if I'm going to like it, because like the Justice League that we got in the theater was just whatever. Like, it was fine. It wasn't that great, but it wasn't really special. So I'm really wondering what this one will be, and it's 4 hours long, so it's either a good thing or a bad thing. It's either going to be too long and droll, or it's going to be a good character progression. And I've heard both ways on the reviews so far critically for Zack Snyder's Justice League. So I'm excited for it. I'll definitely watch it. Try to watch it Thursday night, whenever it drops at midnight, but I don't know when the review will come out. Maybe the next day or two, but as of now, like I said, I'm glad I watched this cut of Superman 2 just to get prepared, just because it's another DC thing I haven't seen this cut of. But that's it for today. Next up, like I said, that's coming up. I've got a couple more reviews already planned, so stay tuned, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.